The old mansion had always been a mystery in our town, but no one dared to venture inside until I decided to uncover its secrets. The locals whispered tales of hauntings and strange disappearances, but curiosity got the better of me. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and my phone, I entered through the creaking front door, which groaned in protest as if warning me to turn back. The air inside was cold and musty, filled with the scent of decay. My flashlight beam danced across the walls, revealing faded wallpaper and cobwebs that seemed to pulse with life. Every step I took echoed through the empty halls, making me acutely aware of my intrusion. As I ventured deeper, I stumbled upon a grand staircase. The wood was rotting, but it held my weight as I ascended. At the top, a long corridor stretched out before me, lined with closed doors. One door at the very end stood slightly ajar, inviting me in. I approached cautiously, my heart pounding in my chest. Pushing the door open, I found myself in a large, dimly lit room. It was filled with antique furniture, covered in dust and draped in white sheets. But what caught my eye was a large, ornate mirror standing against the far wall. The mirror was unlike any I had ever seen. Its frame was intricately carved with strange symbols that seemed to shift and writhe as I stared at them. I felt a strange compulsion to approach it, as if it were calling to me. As I stood before the mirror, my reflection stared back at me, but something was off. My reflection's eyes were darker, more sinister, and there was a faint smile playing on its lips that did not match my own. I reached out to touch the glass, and as soon as my fingers made contact, the room grew colder and the lights flickered. My reflection began to move independently, stepping out of the mirror and into the room with me. I stumbled back in horror, but my doppelganger advanced, its smile growing wider. It spoke in a voice that was a twisted version of my own. "You shouldn't have come here," it whispered. "Now you can never leave." Panic surged through me as I turned to flee, but the door slammed shut with a force that shook the room. I was trapped. The doppelganger approached, and as it did, I felt an overwhelming sense of dread. In a final act of desperation, I lunged at the mirror, hoping to break whatever curse had brought this nightmare to life. But as my fist connected with the glass, I felt a sharp pain and everything went black. When I awoke, I found myself on the other side of the mirror, staring out at the room I had just left. My doppelganger was gone, and in its place, a new victim stood before the mirror, their eyes wide with fear. They reached out to touch the glass, and I could do nothing but watch, trapped in my own personal hell, waiting for the next soul to take my place.